Manny's a generational talented fighter. Like, he's accomplished what no other fighter is ever going to accomplish.
Yeah.
Again, you know, but I don't feel like, you know, he did it on his own.
Watching Floyd fight is actually more my style of that perfect boxer. That's when I do a pound for pound ranking. I'm trying to be objective. Pacquiao jumped more weight classes. What he did pound for pound to me was more impressive.
Hard work first. Do it quick. You mind your heart. You focus. Let's go.
Floyd Mayweather emphasized that quickness might decline over time, but strength, technique, and an enduring legacy still set him apart, giving him a strong chance to come out on top.
Lose speed, you may lose athleticism, but that power gonna still be there. Look at George Foreman.
Right.
Max Kellerman commended Manny Pacquiao, stating that his accomplishments in the sport surpass those of Floyd Mayweather Jr., and noting that he continued to deliver strong performances even after a long period out of the ring.
So by the way, if he makes all the money in the world for a Pacquiao fight and rides off into the sunset a rich man, I wish him the best.
I want to fight somebody. I don't care about the money and all that.
Who you want him to fight?
That's not good with Pacquiao. Pacquiao just drew with Barrios.
Yeah, and you see what he look like?
Yeah, because they're not on that level anymore.
What do you think's going to happen here, though? What do you think's going to happen in Mayweather-Pacquiao? Are you interested in it?
Yep.
Is it a good fight?
Yeah.
I'll be watching.
Watch it. The first one was awful, but now they're 50 years old. Let's see it.
Nicholas Irving pointed out that a present-day bout between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Manny Pacquiao wouldn't attract much attention, since the peak excitement for that matchup passed more than 10 years ago.
Hey, today is his birthday. He just turned 49.
Okay. I mean, granted, Pacquiao and Floyd are still better than a lot of fighters out that are active right now. That's how good they were in their prime, and that's the dedication they had to the sport. But, like, again, no one asked for a Floyd-Pacquiao fight, part 2. We've already watched the first one, and I think that first one should have happened way before in his career. Way before that fight, back when they were both, you know, hungry dogs and not hopping around trying to this fight to keep a whatever record. Pacquiao's my guy too, but I just don't have a desire to watch these two go back at it again. I saw the first one, and it was just like every other Floyd fight after he broke his hand.
Joe Rogan explains to Jim Lampley that Manny Pacquiao possesses exceptional punching strength, highlighting his rare achievement of ruling across 8 different weight divisions, with a record that stands out in boxing history.
Kept his power through 8 weight classes. That is just wild. Like, what other fighter can you name that went through 8 different weight classes as a world champion?
I can't. None. No. Obvious.
Jim Lampley describes punching power as something rooted in technique and physics, noting that Manny Pacquiao instinctively applies it with remarkable accuracy.
Punching is not a physical gift. Power punching is a science. Power punching is the product of real technical knowledge. Power punching is about footwork, weight shift, the angle at which you deliver the punch, all sorts of things not directly related to your strength or quote.
Despite his age, Manny Pacquiao continues to show resolve and strength, maintaining that success in boxing is driven by passion, ability, and commitment rather than the number of years.
Boxing for 4 years. It's good for me, for my body, because I've been I started boxing when I was young, so good for my body to rest for 4 years, and then now I come back. I feel like I'm, the passion, the fire in my eyes, to work hard, like that, still there.
Getting back into training and stepping into the ring again reinvigorates Manny Pacquiao, sharpening his confidence, mental clarity, and sense of direction.
It's a good thing for me that I have rest. I have time to rest for the longest time in my career. it help a lot for my body and my mind relaxing. And this time around, I'm so excited and feeling like I'm young.
Do you feel you have something to prove in this fight, Manny? I know you've accomplished so much, but do you feel you personally, you want to show something to the world or prove something?
Oh yeah, it's a challenge that they might think that oh man, his career is over and he's old like that. So something wrong that I need to prove it, and I'm not done yet.
Freddie Roach, who coaches Manny, is confident that in a second bout Manny could overcome Floyd and display the abilities he wasn't able to show in their initial meeting because of specific limitations at the time.
Turn back the clock maybe 5 years. It looked like he was quicker, sharper, more explosive than I've seen him since pre-Floyd Mayweather fight.
I do agree with you, and you know, he gave up his killer instinct a lot by you know, he didn't want to hurt his opponents, and all he had to do was beat them. And after losing a couple bad decisions, that kind of went away a little. Finally.
So did you see a little more killer instinct?
Definitely, yeah. In this training camp, it was. Even in his last fight, it was a little more. He's shown a little bit more each fight, and then in this training...
Manny Pacquiao shares that he is now completely devoted to boxing, directing all his attention to the sport and putting aside anything that might pull him away.
I miss the sport I love since when I was young. And after, but it's good for me because when I rest 4 years, like my body is still okay, and then I keep on, even though I hung up my gloves, but I always work out, playing basketball.
Oh, you do still?
Yeah, work out, playing basketball, gym, and badminton, like that. So, because my house is, I have my own gym, so
that's good.
I can work out basketball, badminton, like that, things like that.
But what did Freddie Roach say when you called him and said, "Freddie, we're gonna fight again"? What did he say to you? Remember?
Yeah, he's happy. He's just observing me, and then he saw my speed, my movement, like that. Still.
During training camp, Manny displays impressive quickness, combining sharp movement and coordination with fast reactions and powerful, dynamic technique.
Samahan natin sa laban niya.
Ang isang nag-undergo ng training ay hindi lamang po ito para sa ibang tao o para sa kanino, kundi para din sa ating sarili. We undergo training because we want to learn more and we want to improve ourselves.
Manny Pacquiao enters training with unwavering determination, preparing to face Floyd Mayweather once more. This time, his attention is fully on getting ready, leaving behind past distractions, injuries, and setbacks. Every punch, step, and drill is intentional, designed to enhance both speed and power while prioritizing safety and accuracy. He trains methodically, refining his timing, footwork, and overall strategy, aiming to reach peak performance without risking injury. His focus is unmistakable. This rematch is about skill, precision, and execution. Fully dedicated, Manny tackles each day with intensity, ready to perform at his best while safeguarding his body and his legacy.
Time comes come to my mind, my heart, I'm busy, tired. Then forget about boxing. Yeah, right? But as long as you have passion, dedication,
you have fire.
Yes, of course. But look at your body also. Sometimes your mind is active, but your body got
Mine stopped a long time ago.
So that's why I'm trying.
Nicholas Irving points out that if a bout between Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather Jr. was meant to happen, it would have taken place more than 10 years ago. He notes that back then, both fighters were at their prime, and the boxing world was fully engaged with the potential matchup. However, the fight never occurred at that time. Now, more than a decade later, fan interest has dropped considerably, Irving suggests that the current push for a rematch seems more focused on creating a spectacle for audiences than on showcasing a clash between two fighters at their peak. He believes this timing undercuts the authenticity of the bout, making it feel more like a commercial event than a historic fight.
It just, beating up, Mike Tyson and the whole Pacquiao thing, just like no one asked for it.
No, and in terms of the Floyd Mayweather Pacquiao fight, I'm with you, and I am a boxing fan. When they fought the first time, it was 5 years too late.
Exactly.
It's been 11 years since that first fight.
Damn. Yeah, it's been a minute.
Like a legit 11 year. I think they fought somewhere 2016, maybe 2015, 2016. This is the fight nobody asked for.
Yep.
And if y'all didn't make that fight worth watching when you were 11 years young.
Sean Porter recently offered his take on the anticipated Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather Jr. fight, noting that Manny's participation may not be as momentous as it seems. Porter explains that Mayweather's motivation for returning to the ring is largely financial. He highlights that throughout his career, Floyd has centered his life around wealth and luxury, enjoying private jets, lavish purchases, and high-profile events. Porter adds that many of Mayweather's major career choices have been driven more by earning potential than by competition or legacy.
The fighter retire and then come back. Don't jump to the conclusion that that fighter is broke. Don't jump to the conclusion that that fighter don't know what else to do with their lives. Understand that that fighter has put in countless hours and days and years, upwards to the 30 and 40. And when that person says, I'm going back to work, that's essentially what they're doing. They're just going back to work. Can't be too mad at it.
I think the main thing, I don't know how much people are mad and hate Manny, but Floyd's whole persona was, I print money. I'm bigger than the dollar.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Floyd Money Mayweather.
Yeah.
I got a private jet. I got a house here, mansion here. Everything was money, 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 money. And people watch Floyd for the majority of his career for him to lose.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh, you lost all that money. People just want to see him Floyd lose because of the persona he built up. Floyd Money.
Porter adds that Mayweather never intended a genuine rematch with Manny. After their initial encounter, Floyd clearly defeated Pacquiao and chose to step away, leaving no chance for a follow-up fight at that time. Porter suggests that the notion of a new matchup is now less about proving who is better and more about generating revenue, attracting fans, and capitalizing on ongoing interest in their rivalry. While Manny's involvement may thrill audiences, Porter emphasizes that the driving force behind the bout is Mayweather's business-oriented mindset and his focus on maintaining financial control.
At almost 50 years old, to come out of retirement, to jeopardize his own, which he never really wanted to jeopardize. He never wanted to give Pacquiao his rematch. I beat him.
Yeah.
I walked away in his mind and with a record to back it up. He has a seat at the table of the greatest who ever did it. I don't think he ever wanted to jeopardize it. And so if you're coming back having to jeopardize it when you didn't really want to, and people could argue it's not jeopardized, he'll always beat Pacquiao 7 days a week and all that. That's a different dynamic.
I don't think a rematch was needed at the time either.
Well, it's not needed now.
Yeah, but that back then, yeah.
Yeah, it's not needed now. So I think there's a difference, though, between, I'm fighting for money. Yes, I'm still in my prime or close to it. I can still operate at the highest level. And I'm coming back because I owe people money and I need to get...
Paulie Malignaggi and Chris Algieri examined Manny Pacquiao's punching power and technique, noting that even at 47, his strikes remain impactful. Malignaggi points out that Pacquiao's punches carry the weight of bricks, combining both speed and strength. He highlights that unlike many fighters who rely just on quickness, Pacquiao pairs it with explosive snap, allowing his punches to land hard despite his age. The analysts also discussed Pacquiao's performance against Mario Barrios, observing that after a 4.5-year break, he still delivered strong punches, though the explosive snap from his prime had lessened. Malignaggi adds that Barrios' predictable style, only throwing when in a specific position, made Pacquiao's attacks appear even more effective.
Thurman, Pacquiao's bricks in his gloves. Like they're just hard.
At 47, even 40, even at 40, yeah, that snap.
I know the snap. The difference is so I always said this about Pacquiao. But like, how's he punch? I mean, I'm like, he punches good. He's very, very fast, but also at the end of that is a brick. Because you can be really fast. You hit somebody with a feather. It's not, it'll get you reactive. No, he hits you. It's like boom, whoa. And again, I'm not the only person who says it. Thurman said the same thing. Another guy that he fought way older and at 147.
But it wasn't the Pacquiao that, again, the way he looked against Barrios was very different, man. He was pushing his punch. I never saw him push out punches because he couldn't generate the speed and the snap.
Also never saw him at their 4.5 years.
Paulie Malignaggi and Chris Algieri also explored how age impacts a boxer's speed. After years away from the ring, even a fighter of Pacquiao's caliber can't fully recreate the explosive snap he had in his 20s or 30s. Still, the force and precision of his punches remain effective, showcasing his technical expertise. The conversation then shifts to legacy, noting that while a rematch with Floyd Mayweather Jr. is intriguing, its significance lies mostly in what it represents for Pacquiao and Mayweather personally. The result would serve as a final statement on their careers. Overall, the discussion underscores Pacquiao's lasting power, tactical intelligence, and the way his legacy endures even in the later stages of his career.
Snap your punches, if you come back at 30 years old from 20 years old, But 47, he wasn't snapping no punches.
He threw him hard enough because Barrios didn't do anything.
Barrios sucks. He doesn't throw any punches.
Barrios not going to throw punches because
Barrios also has to set himself the way he wants to set himself, put his hands in a certain position, his feet in a certain position, and then he throws punches. Like he basically announces to the whole world, hey, okay, I'm going to throw a punch now. So, it's not the same thing. There was no reaction from Barrios because Barrios won't react unless he's in a set position to punch. He will not punch unless he's in any other position. So yeah, sometimes Pacquiao's hands can put him out of position. Barrios will have a punch out of when he's out of position. He's just not that kind of guy.
This idea too, and you brought it up about Pacquiao saying, I'm going to give him that L. This is going to carry that. He's going to carry this with him the rest of his life. Is legacy secure at this point?
Yeah.
If Mayweather loses, should he, which is certainly possible.
Dan Rafael notes that the Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd Mayweather fight has been strategically scheduled, coordinating both fighters' calendars to enable a September 19th bout at the Sphere in Las Vegas. He stresses that this timing is deliberate, giving both athletes enough preparation time while building maximum excitement among fans. The selection of a venue underscores the event scale, designed to deliver a spectacle rather than a standard boxing match.
In an exhibition bout, also probably in April, but in a different location. And it sets them up on the same time schedule where if they're going to do a rematch, September 19th at the Sphere in Las Vegas. The fact that Netflix is doing it is not surprising at all. That's always been what they've been talking about doing. I think both fighters and everybody involved understands that it's one thing when everybody wanted to see the fight in 2015, you put it on pay-per-view and it's going to be a blockbuster, which it was. They charged $100 for the pay-per-view, the biggest price ever for a pay-per-view. And it set every conceivable record that you could think of in terms of gate, boxing, pay-per-view buys, overall revenue, the sponsorships, the merchandise. You pick a metric and it broke the record. That would not be the case now, 11 years down the road, since they first fought in 2015. So they needed somebody to put up big money, and it really fits the profile of what Netflix is trying to do.
Rafael emphasizes Netflix's involvement in promoting the fight, noting that it aligns with the platform's approach of backing major events that attract widespread public attention. Unlike traditional boxing matches that primarily target pay-per-view audiences, Netflix provides a vast global reach, exposing the fight to viewers beyond the typical fan base. He adds that the partnership makes sense, given that both Pacquiao and Mayweather are iconic fighters whose matchup naturally generates hype and media coverage. Rafael also points out that while the fight is thrilling from a sporting perspective, it is equally driven by business strategy. Coordinating the fighters' schedules, selecting a high-profile venue, and teaming up with Netflix are all calculated to maximize financial gains and global visibility. He concludes that the combination of timing, media planning, and venue choice transforms the fight into an event that transcends sport, aiming to become a landmark moment in boxing culture.
Big events, and whatever you want to say about it, maybe not for guys like me or you who are involved in doing boxing related stuff on a daily basis, but for the regular person that's scrolling through Netflix to see what's on a weekend night, they're going to look and say, oh, Mayweather, Pacquiao, I know those guys. They're as famous as any boxers in the world. And if it doesn't cost me any extra money and I'm just paying my normal subscription, yeah, I'll check it out. And it's going to do big numbers. That's why Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson did the numbers it did. And that's why, you know, we saw them be interested in a fight like Jake Paul against Anthony Joshua and the other events that they have done. Tyson Fury's come back as they try to, you know, build up more in the UK. And this is going to be the same situation. They put out a lot of money to do the fight, but not as much as what obviously they generated in 2015. And, you know, it will be, it'll be a big event, but how much of a fight it will be.
That wraps up today's video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.